Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Second in Command podcast. My name is Timothy Simons.
My name is Matt Walsh.
We are a podcast, and we examine the politics of cinema and cinema about politics. We have a wonderful guest here today. Very excited that this worked out. We have Ever Carradine.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Walshy, you might not know this, but Ever and I got to be really close up in Toronto. When I was working on Handmaid's Tale.
Oh,
we got
okay.
along really well and hung out a lot. I feel like we had a good time, but I'll let you speak to that.
We had a good time, and like I feel like my favorite thing that came out of that was like Tim's not a. Let me go back. We're doing this like giant wedding scene, and the trailers are really far, so everybody's sort of hanging out in this like green room. And Tim, up until this point, I feel like you were sort of hiding in your trailer. And at this point, we were sort of like forced to all be together. And Tim came over to me at like 3 a.m. He's like, I've never really been like a hangout on set guy, but I kind of get it now. I like it. I like you guys. And then you started to like hang out with us between takes.
Well, I think I like hanging out. I think I worry about other people's processes.
Oh,
you know what
really?
I mean?
Oh, yeah, I can understand. I didn't.
And
even think
also
about that
sometimes I get tired because I feel like I am one of those people like extroverted, but it takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And so then I need to retreat. So like when I go back to the trailer, it's that thing of like I need to like repower.
That I understand. That I'm a napper, like I'm a trailer napper.
Okay. So that's the thing is that I'm always kind of like sometimes I just want it to be quiet, but I've said this a bunch of times that for a show that is incredibly dark and the subject matter is heavy across the board, the cast and the set hang is one of the best I've ever had. Like up there with Veep for how fucking fun it was to hang on that set. Like everybody was really funny.
And that's not typical of dramas. That's why I don't like dramas. They're not as good hang.
Yeah, no, it was
they're really not.
No, it was a really good hang, and it was a really good like I think about you guys with Veep, like I break all the time. Like if something is funny, I can't sort of like. And on Handmaids, if I made eye contact with Yvonne Stofsky, like it was over for me. Like they're literally like cutting a baby out of a dead handmaid, and I'm like, don't think of dead babies. Like it's so, it's so bad. But yes, it was a good hang. It was a good hang. Whitford has good stories.
Whitford has good stories, and even sometimes when it's the second time you've heard the story, it's like, you know what? I don't care.
No.
It's such.
Yeah, if they're a good storyteller, I have no problem with that either.
Did I tell you he had a thing? Sorry, I'm going to put my phone on silent. It's very professional of me. I'm going to leave this in. Just so
I already did mine, I think.
I hope mine is off
Don't
too.
try to big time me with the fact that you were professional.
Can I ask a typical question?
Yeah.
Are you related to the Carradines, that other actors in the business?
I am. So my grandfather was John Carradine. My dad is Robert Carradine.
Okay.
My uncles are David Carradine and Keith Carradine and Michael Bowen, who has a different father but the same mother as my dad, Keith, and my Uncle Chris. The
reason I ask is I had a house in the Valley that was across from John Carradine's house when I moved into Valley Village.
Oh, really?
It's the house he built. That was the lore, the guy who lived there.
There's always like a Carradine lore around a house there too. Like I feel like
ask
like
one of your uncles. It's on Ben Avenue and Chandler, right in Valley Village, and it's a simple white house. And the lore was he built it, John built it, and the young boys started growing up there.
I'll ask my dad.
Yeah, on Ben Avenue.
Okay.
And I always like that because it's cool to see, you know, actors you're like seen in movies and they had a normal life. And he built the house. I'm like, dude, that's a man.
Well, and then there's that's a man. Then there's a house in Laurel Canyon that my Uncle David lived in with Barbara Hershey, which was called the Burnt Down House because the house burnt down, and then they sort of.
Did your family just call it the Burnt Down House, or does LA call it the Burnt Down House?
I think just my family and anyone who went, it was the Burnt Down House, and then they rebuilt the house, and while they were rebuilding the house, I guess Barbara Hershey laced everybody's like water with drugs, and so they were all on LSD when they were rebuilding the burnt down house. Yeah.
How did that turn out?
I think it was a trip. I think it
was it a most creative architecture?
It was amazing.
It fell down. It's the fall down house. Like 6 years
house.
later,
the never finished it house.
I didn't put that together until we had like that last dinner, like on the last night. that you were a Carradine, that you were in the Carradine family.
What Greek food? What dinner? Did we all go out to dinner?
No. It's just the two of us.
Yeah,
I
we
think
went
we
to
got up,
Greek.
set off early, and we took that long walk, and it was very cold.
Yeah.
Ever and I got along really well.
We
there.
did.
It was
We had a good
awesome.
hang. He
I'm
wouldn't
not
go to Bruce
surprised.
Springsteen with me though.
I mean,
Oh, you dummy. God, I've only seen him once.
I went and I was like, Tim, we all got tickets to Springsteen. Do you want to go? And he's like, I'm good. And I was
Yeah.
like, but it's the night before the election. Like, don't you feel like this is your patriotic duty? And he was like, I don't know. I think I'm good.
I like Bruce Springsteen. I think I was just like, I don't know if I like $500 like Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't feel the call to
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I almost wore my shirt today. Just
to dunk
troll
on
you a
me?
little
Oh,
bit.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
but
so
I
that's
didn't.
two
I'm
dunks
too nice.
already.
No, I didn't wear it.
How was the show?
Awesome. It was amazing.
Of course.
Yeah.
Have you seen him a bunch?
No, that was my first time.
He's still good. Isn't that great?
He's so good. And then like we all went to work the next day, so tired, and like someone
I was fresh as a daisy.
yeah, because you didn't go. And then but Springsteen was on set for his biopic the next morning in Jersey at like 6:00 in the morning. Yeah, I was like, here we
That's
are
why he's
bitching about our
successful.
11 a.m. calls. And Bruce is like played a 3-hour show. And you know how he turns the lights on at the end? It was amazing. It was a great show. You missed a great show.
Yeah.
You also went to Taylor Swift up there, right?
I did. I went to did
I've
you?
never
you didn't
seen
come.
her. No.
You didn't go.
Did you bring a kid?
I brought both my kids.
Oh, you're a good mom.
And my husband. Yeah.
How'd the husband like it?
Husband loved it, but he was like not sure he was gonna
Yeah.
love it. He's a
Yeah.
musician. He's like, I don't know if I can do 3.5 hours of Taylor Swift. And like 20 minutes in, he's like heart over his head, crying, taking selfies with the stage behind him. It was the best. It was great.
She's just dropped another album, or she's just announced.
It's coming out in
Yeah.
October.
I'm a
I'm
little-
very excited.
I'm a little upset that she decided to break that news on the Kelsey Brothers
Don't you wish it was
podcast
on
and
this?
not on ours. We were in deep talk with her people.
We were almost neck and neck.
We were neck and neck. But I guess it comes down to there's like that thing of like it's you and the guy that got it. You know what I mean? We were on the list. We
You
didn't.
came
get
in
it.
second. I get it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I think they're gonna make it, Travis and Taylor, because
I
like
feel good.
I get stressed out. Like when I saw, and she's that pervasive. I saw her announcement across my news feed, and I saw him and his brother, and they're like, and they were giddy about her sneak peek at the album cover, or whatever. And all I got was anxiety of like, can you imagine? And you grew up in fame, but can you imagine being tethered to someone who's that famous, and everywhere you go, like I don't know if I could be on board. Of course, I couldn't be on board for that. And they seem to have figured out a nice stasis. Like he likes the pop. Obviously they love each other, and it's just, but it's such a thing to be
She like
sucked.
takes a piss out of him for not being as smart as she is. Did you watch any
No.
of it? Oh, it's so good. It's really worth sort of taking 2
That's a
hours
tough-
out of your day to watch the YouTube
I'm happy
stream.
for her, because that's a tough person to find a partner for, because you're like Michael Jackson famous. Like she is the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And then to pull someone into that swirl is
Yeah.
wow.
I played in that golf tournament up in Tahoe, and the Kelsey brothers played in it as well. And somebody was telling me that like people were asking, like, obviously most people that were there were wondering if Taylor was going to show up, but even people that he knows really well would ask him like, hey, is Taylor going to be here? And he would say, I don't know. Like not like he doesn't know if she's going to be there or not, but basically
Right.
he's saying, I'm not going to say.
Right.
Because if you accidentally say, oh yeah, I heard she's going to be here, and somebody overhears that, it's just too
There's
big
no
a
room for
deal.
error.
There's
There's
no
no- yeah.
room for error. So he just, and like that's the thing where it's like, to be that level of famous seems challenging.
Well, yeah, and
Obviously, there are a lot of
It's-
great parts about it, but
they seem like they, like you said, like I think they probably have a great home life, you
Yeah.
know, when they're in their walls or whatever, and they seem pretty well adjusted and normal for how insanely famous they are. And they
Yeah.
both, I just he does. I don't need to reiterate their podcast on your podcast, but he does sort of praise her athleticism and talk about her being an athlete, and like I don't know, it was like really
It's
good.
cute.
It gives me all. I liked it a lot.
it's cute. Yeah, you got to, but I guess they figured out how to protect the private stuff. You know what I mean?
It's
'Cause-
tight. There's no leakers in that camp.
Yeah, and like you said, at any given moment, somebody could be on TikTok and catch a picture, and next thing you know, there's a throng. So you really got to figure out how to navigate your life.
Yeah.
well, Can I ask? We're gonna look. I love talking about Taylor Swift.
You can say no. By the way.
Love talking about Taylor Swift. No, I'll talk about her all day.
You grew up with a lot of actors in your family?
Yes.
Was this something that you always wanted to do, or was it something that you were into from a young age? Or did you reject it in the way that kids reject the things that your parents are doing? How did you find your
kind
way?
of all of those things?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I was like 6 or 7. We were very close with Dennis Quaid and his wife at the time, PJ Souls from Stripes, and she's the Rock and Roll High School. Anyway, Dennis was doing a movie called The Right Stuff, which is a great movie, and he was like, "Do you want to play my daughter?" So I played Dennis's daughter in The Right Stuff. So in the beginning, in the back,
Tom Cruise in that one?
No.
Is it a football movie?
No, The Right Stuff is
the astronaut.
The astronaut one. I just got a copy of it on
I'm thinking of The Right Move.
It's
All the right
real-
moves.
So if you look in the back of his car, the girl with the pigtails is
That's
me.
you?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I had lines. They cut them all out. So I had
Wait,
that.
you still in the residual?
Welcome to
pool?
show business.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And like the short answer is, I think I always kind of like through high school kind of secretly was interested in it, but it was like my secret thing. I didn't really want to talk about it. And then when I got to college, I was a sociology anthropology major, and then I swapped to, I know it wasn't that interesting though.
No?
So then
Okay.
I swapped to theater, and I was like, oh, this is great. If I could figure out how I would like do this as my job and make a living, I would probably really like going to work all the time.
Okay.
And my dad was like, "You fucking moron, don't do this."
Yeah.
And then I started working, and it was all
And he was
fine.
okay.
I mean, it took a while. It took a second.
We were talking off mic about how like my son has started like doing
Yeah.
plays in like the local children's theater or whatever. And there is that part of me where it's like, I was fine choosing this for myself. But there is that, I understand the hesitation of a parent being like, oh God, maybe don't do this.
Well,
you know what I mean?
also,
even if it goes
I'm-
great.
Right. And I was raised, it was just me and my dad too. So I was raised by my dad. So like his only daughter going off and being an actress, like I think it was on a lot of levels his worst nightmare.
But the
just
way
'cause he
you
wants to protect
phrased
me.
it too, you had such a, you just, if I can find a way to make a living, you weren't like, I want to be famous and
Oh, no.
and a star. Like you had a really level approach going into it, which I think bodes well.
Yeah, it bodes well. And also it was the 90s. So I think it was different.
Yeah.
There's no iPhones. There's no,
Yeah.
it was, to get famous in the 90s, you had to do a lot of hard work. It's different now, I think.
When you were dating Tom Cruise, was it hard?
Yeah.
So I'm so much taller than him. It's fine. We figured it out.
The brief stint in Scientology Celebrity Center? I saw those pictures. That would be a swirl.
Wait, so like here's my thing with neither of my kids. I don't think either of them want to be actors. But like how do you make it through a show of your sons without weeping? Like I can't figure out how I could make it through any performance without.
That's my wife.
Is it?
She does that when the kids
I
do.
can't even. I just can't wrap my head around it.
I would say Annie's the same. I would say Annie and Matt's wife.
The wives
Morgan-
are the criers.
Definitely our wives are the criers.
Yeah.
We have like that sort of good Irish emotional repression.
You just kind of
thing.
push it down.
Just push it down. It's like I am. I don't know why I am like. I am incredibly proud of it. And like I definitely have cried at some of the things that he's done in the past, but it's just like I don't know, like when I actually go and see it, it is really cool. And then there's like the last show that they did was about CBGBs. And it was like, so my son was playing Andy Warhol.
Amazing.
And like, Debbie Harry's in the show. And there's
Not a big
like a David
tearjerker
Byrne.
then. Not a big.
It was incredible.
Gigi Allen? Did he get
Gigi
it?
Allen wasn't there.
Good.
Iggy Pop was in there. Who's the woman that did that like managed the Sex Pistols? She's Malcolm McLaren managed the Sex Pistols. His wife was the clothing designer who like did all of their did all of their artwork and all.
Aaron, you can look that up for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
please.
Vivian-
Someone give it. Not Westwood.
Yeah, Vivian Westwood.
okay.
So there was like
Good
a Vivian
crap.
Westwood in the show, and it was so great because like it's all punk music. It's like a jukebox musical, so
Yeah.
they're singing real songs, and you just like you see I think the thing that like emotionally affected me the most was that you see all of these kids, because it's ages like it's like 5th grade to seniors.
Like,
and
I'm gonna cry listening to this. I wasn't even there.
And there are like all these like older theater kids that are so welcoming to the younger kids.
Right.
It's like a great community, and they're all like doing like these punk songs, and they're all like, they're like, giving the finger to the audience, and they get to say the F word.
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
like fake smoking and drinking, and it's like trying on this older thing.
Yeah.
And like, and I find that to be, I think that's the sort of like emotionally moving thing of like, oh,
Yeah.
he's like getting toward
Yeah.
this more adult stuff and like pushing boundaries and stuff like that. And I
hate
think
it.
it's cool.
Keep them, push them down.
I
keep 'em
know, it's like
little.
I miss like little toddlers, but it's fun to see.
Yes.
But yeah, I think I also do share the hesitation, even though I can be like, yeah, I'm incredibly happy that I made all these choices. But you don't want your kids to like.
You don't want your daughter to get rejected. Like, I think it was like that simple, is that, or, he was in Revenge of the Nerds. It's not like he was making these like really intellectual films. It's not. Anyway, yeah. I'm glad I did it.
What was like your first big job as an adult? Like a break where you were like, oh shit, I can actually do this for a living.
I mean, I did. So I graduated college, moved to Los Angeles, and I booked my first audition, which I kind of thought everybody. I know you roll your eyes. It's so annoying.
No, it's not good.
No,
Because it
no,
creates
but
a false.
Well, it was a day on the Sentinel.
Okay.
With, what's his name? Chim Chimney.
Dick Van Dyke?
Yes, and
Okay.
his son had a show together, I think. Anyway, it was a day on that, and then I remember watching TV, and this was when Party of Five was on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, if I could just be the new girl on Party of Five, like everything in my life would be okay. And then like 3 weeks later, I got cast as the new girl on Party of Five as Griffin's love interest. So that felt to me like
Manifest,
I was going to be okay. And then at the same time, I got a show called Veronica's Closet with Kirstie Alley. And so I was doing this, like, in my opinion, is like highbrow drama on Fox, Party of Five, and Veronica's Closet at the same time.
Was everything in your life okay after that?
No, I lived in, my apartment was so small, I called it the compartment. Like, it was what it was, but it was, Party of Five. I got a lot of hate mail because I was like, because I broke up Griffin and whatever Nev Campbell's name was. I don't know.
Wow. People didn't like you.
No, people did not like me. People did not like me.
Did audiences like come with you, or did you notice, like, how sometimes like people that can't separate character from actor?
Oh, yeah.
Like, did you notice that? Would you ever get hate mail from like stuff where you were in a different show and they were like, I still don't like you because you broke up?
You were Rosalie in 1997 and you broke. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I can't. My memory's not that good, so I can't remember. But I'm sure somebody's like, that bitch broke Griffin, and
I'll never forgive her.
I'll never forgive her.
Wow.
Forgive her. But that was my,
powerful.
like, it wasn't an I made it moment, but I did feel like,
Oh.
okay, this could, sort of shake out.
We have, I would say, similar experiences in that we were both on shows that I think meant a lot to us, that ran for a long time. Emotionally, how are you doing now that Handmaids has wrapped up?
Oh, I'm a little sad. I feel a little sad. I mean, did you guys
How many
feel sad?
seasons did you do?
It was 6 seasons, but it was 9 years.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, Obama was president when
Yeah.
we began that
It's a
show.
long run.
Yeah.
It was a long run, and it was a long time. I was the entirety of my 40s. And so, I'm having a little bit, I miss it a little bit.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like Toronto was a great home away from home, and I'll miss that. So I don't think, I'm trying to let it go. I did my tarot cards. I had the astrology reading, and all of them were like, you have to let something go. I was like, I know, I have to fucking let it go. Just give me like a few months.
Just hanging until Mercury gets back to retrograde.
It feels like Mercury's always in fucking
It's
retrograde.
always, every
Yeah.
time I need a computer, like I feel like I need to buy a computer, and I was like, Mercury's in, and autocorrect is always Mercury's in Gatorade.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not typing it very often.
Oh, you're not? Well, you're not Ever Dawn, who lives in Laurel Canyon. So
Yeah.
clearly it's not part of your like weekly reason for not doing something.
Okay.
But
so-
yeah, I'm having a hard time letting it go. But that's okay. It's all right. I got Bradley still. I've got you. I'm here. I'll see Yvonne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big part of it too, is the friendships, right?
Well, and just like the being
normalcy.
together in that kind of way. And like I was sort of looking forward to I don't mind that we didn't get nominated for an Emmy, but I was looking forward to if the show was nominated for an Emmy just to like
Come in
be
together.
together.
Yeah.
To just have a hang when you're all dressed up and that's
Well,
silly,
you know
but
what you
it's
can
fun.
do?
Should I
which
just
is
go?
No. Which is what we did. You start a podcast about your show,
Fabulous.
which is a great excuse to bring those folks in.
Right, that's a great idea. Maybe Bradley and I'll just sit here and listen to him interview people.
It's truly why we ended up doing. I mean, we did it because it was COVID, but it was
Right.
such a great treat to extend
Yeah.
those relationships in the best way,
Yeah.
and then we still do it in a different version. So just throwing that out there.
Okay.
In a
That's,
wa-
I think the world needs another podcast.
Well,
for sure.
you can
For
also
sure.
live in obscurity like this one and not worry about the world.
There is something that like I think that feeling of being it's like being in college or
100%.
where you just have, even if you all get together for dinner or you all hang out, it's like that thing where you're just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna like hang out for 12 hours today, and mostly we're not really gonna have much to do.
Right.
Like, we'll have a couple classes
Right.
together or whatever.
Yeah.
We have to go accomplish something.
I'll bring a book. I'm not going to read it.
Never gonna read that fucking book. But that feeling is hard to recapture of like, oh, even if we all do get together, we're gonna have all these other things. We have to like focus on kids. We have to like,
Right.
That
And that's
sort
the
of,
beauty of shooting on location. Like
Yeah.
it is a pain in the ass with life and children and spouses and stuff, but it is great in the sense that you can just sort of, in addition to just going and doing your job, you can also go and like in LA for you and I to just be like, you want to go to Greek food tonight and have a 3-hour dinner? Like it's just not going to happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Springsteen, Taylor, like that stuff
You.
doesn't happen
It
at
doesn't
home.
happen.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
This entire time we've been talking about the Oliver Stone film W. This entire time, you may not have noticed, but it's been underneath it the entire time. Ever, this was your choice. Why did you choose this one?
Well, what did I want to choose? I wanted to choose.
Oh, and it was taken?
Primary Colors.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Because a lot of them
right.
were rewatch, and I was like, oh, I'd love to watch Primary Colors again. But Josh?
Josh Schwartz, mutual friend.
Oh, it was Josh Schwartz.
It was
I thought
Josh
it was Josh Charles.
No, Josh. That is a good point that we should have Josh.
He hasn't been on the show yet.
Josh Schwartz came in, and you and
My
Josh,
birthday buddy.
Yeah, and you guys have worked together before.
We did.
He brought in like 5 pages of single space notes and like a dog-eared copy of the
Stop
book.
it.
He
He was like a lecturer, a teacher on that.
Yes.
It was a course on that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very well prepared.
Well, because Clinton's also probably the first president he voted for.
probably so. Yeah.
So it
But it
felt...
seemed to like really occupy a thing of like, no, I've thought about this a lot. Like I have
I
a wealth
feel
of knowledge
really
about
bad
this.
about my
Don't-
W viewing then.
Do not.
Took me 3 days.
That's okay. You're in LA. You're not on location. If we were doing this in Toronto, you would have watched it twice.
Yeah, you
So
could have done it on the
tired.
flight home.
I'm so
Yeah.
tired. I know I read so much more on those flights. I haven't read
That's the
book in a
best
while.
place to read.
It's the best.
It is. I'm going to create a desk that simulates an airplane
your
with
pod.
the noise.
Your Air Canada pod.
There's something about that noise and you get so hyper focused. It's the
know.
best. Yeah.
This
Well,
final
she-
season, I was like, I'm not going to watch a single show. I'm only going to read on the plane.
And you
I
did it?
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was great.
Yeah, I finished
Well-
my book. Yeah.
While she flew in from Toronto yesterday.
You did.
And I was like, yo, did you get on like the 1787 flight that they have? And he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like,
100%.
Oh, yeah. But I did watch movies. I didn't read because I finished my book.
Oh.
But yeah.
wait, so why did you choose W?
Because I wanted to rewatch it. Because like we're living in, it's such a crazy time, and I really remember like W being I wanted to rewatch it, and I said I thought I didn't think it, not that it didn't hold up, but I think we're living in such a crazy time that like the big war room scene, I was like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
compared
yeah.
to what we're doing
Yeah,
right
like
now.
the goalposts have definitely
Yes.
been moved
Yes.
since then.
Yes.
And I forgot that James Cromwell played W. Senior, who was my dad's dad in Revenge of the Nerds, which I think is a really weird
connection.
Connection.
Did you ever meet Cromwell?
On set, I'm sure I did. I was there because, like I said, I was raised by my dad, so I was in Arizona the whole time they filmed
Really?
that movie. And my dad and Anthony Edwards had a honey wagon. They each had honey wagons next to each other, so they opened the little, those little
Partition.
Oh.
yeah. And so they made their room bigger, but they shared it, and I would just sit in there all day long in Arizona. Yeah, we were at ASU or U of A or one of those.
Oh, so you got used to what it's like to be bored on a set.
Oh,
very young.
100%.
Okay.
And no iPad back then. What were you doing on the reading?
Coloring.
Yeah.
Like all my old pictures from when I was young, like all the
in
art.
a trailer?
It's no, like that I drew. It's like on the back of script pages.
Oh, fun.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, that's darling.
Is it? I was
no,
like, you
it really
couldn't buy
is.
it. But like, I did also like learn to navigate my way around a set. Like if I was cold, I knew I would go to the costume department and get a sweater. If I was bored, I'd go to the prop department and get a game. Like I knew if I had to go somewhere, you go to Transpo and they'll either pick it up or take me.
This is a good actor. This is a good actor because she's like, I need something, and
that's-
I'm gonna get production to take
know.
care of it for
I
me.
have-
That's like, yeah.
When Stephen Kunkin, who played my husband on Handmaids, who was murdered or killed in season 5. Anyway, it was his first day on set. We're just sort of getting to know each other, and it was right around Christmas, and he was trying to get this Lego thing for his daughter. They were sold out in most of Manhattan where he was from, and going home the next day he wasn't gonna be able to get it. So he's like, I'll get it in Toronto. He's like, but we're not gonna wrap in time. How am I gonna get to the mall? And I was like, send Transpo. And he was like, what? And I was like, tell the AD right there that you need Transpo to go pick up the Lego set for you. And the whole table got quiet and stared at me. And I was like, I'm not being a snot. I'm just telling you, like, that's
They
how
love
you
it.
fucking get shit done around. I was like, we're here for the next 12 hours. Transport isn't doing anything. They'll be so excited to get Naomi's Christmas present.
Yeah.
If you need weed, go to props.
Oh,
or beer.
if you need beer, you go to the camera trailer.
Yeah.
I
There's
feel
all
like
these
the
little.
camera truck always has a cold beer.
Yeah, because they have to like.
Yeah.
I also was observing that you're probably a good napper because of that. It's very comforting to be in that trailer.
Yeah.
Like you expressed a very important skill, which is the ability to take a nap as an actor.
I'm a good napper.
But you established that as a young person.
I guess I did. Yeah.
You know, you're napping
Put
and
your hair-
coloring.
Napping, coloring.
But that environment is not like sterile. It's like some people can't sleep unless it's their bed. You're familiar with.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's all very familiar. And I think that that's like part of this job that's like was never shiny to me. Do you know what I mean? Like there wasn't an idea of being on set as it was this sort of like fancy, glorious thing. It was
Yeah.
a long, hard day. Everyone's job is just as important as your job. Like it's, stuff that
Tim disagrees with that, but I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
really,
like number one on the call sheet.
number one
bitch.
on the call sheet, and honestly, that's it.
Yeah.
Like every time I've not been number one on the call sheet, I'm like, I'm useless. I might as well not.
He'll never learn anyone's name.
No.
Oh,
He'll never look them in the eye.
Stop.
No.
Uh,
Oh,
Above
God.
the line only,
Remember
and
that
even
dance
then,
class we had to take?
Oh,
I'm just
God.
remembering that, looking at you right now. We had to take dance ballroom.
ballroom. What was
oh,
it?
for a scene?
What was it? It wasn't Charleston. It was. There was a certain word for what we were learning.
Annoying.
Annoying. It wasn't swing. It was
It was like a box step.
Foxtrot?
foxtrot. That's what
Rumba.
it was.
Was it?
It was foxtrot.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, and Bradley was
Honest.
so crabby that day.
He was so
He was
crabby.
so crabby.
Ever took a picture of Bradley and I actually meant to put it up on the thing when Bradley was here.
It's so good.
I'll show it to you, but it's basically like the two sides of human existence. I have like a big smile on my face, and Bradley just looks fucking miserable because it was like a Sunday.
and then above them is a sign that says "The Joy of Dance."
Yeah.
I love dance. I would have loved that.
It was great. It was a Saturday. We were all crabby.
I had
Fine.
the one bummer was I had to miss a wedding. I had to miss a wedding to be there because they have that thing. about
Luckily, you
can't-
went to Serena Joy's wedding.
I
You
missed
made
it.
up for it.
I missed that one.
Oh my God, that's right. You were at
It
some
was-
birthday
It
or
was
something.
Annie's 50th birthday.
Yeah.
Like
You were at the
tripping it.
reception though.
I was at the reception. And they did me a solid by being like, if we see him at the reception, people will just assume he was at the wedding.
Oh my
they did me
God.
a solid there.
Yeah, that was. Remember that reception we were shooting in? We were shooting nights for the week, and we were like, why are we shooting nights for the week? Did you know? I don't know if you know this. We
Yeah.
got there. This place that we had was all windows all around. This big rectangle of windows. And it was cheaper for them to shoot us all from 7 at night to 7 in the morning than it was to cover the light from the windows.
Yeah.
So we shot nights for a week.
Yes.
That was fucking torture. And then we got there and we were like, it's a rectangle. Like, it's literally, we're on a soundstage. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't we just dress the set?
And I fully started smoking that week.
I remember you
Yeah.
smoking, and I was like, you smoke? And you were like, nope.
Yeah. I started fucking Baltimore smoking. when
I
was
wasn't
up
going to
there.
out you on your smoking.
I can relate. I
Yeah.
started chewing nicotine gum again.
You did? You
did?
You know,
For, like, at work, you
Like
mean?
a week or two ago, I was driving through. My son came to visit me, and we did a road trip from Toronto to Montreal.
Oh,
but I met him there, and it's just one of those habits. Like if I'm driving and I'm tired, coffee doesn't do it, but nicotine does, because it's
Interesting.
like a 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
And I broke down, and I'm like, but whatever. We
Yeah,
all
you
battle.
smoked all the way to that Greek place. And I was like, you smoke? And you were like, nope.
nope.
I
Nope.
was like, you're
There's
good at
none.
not smoking.
Are there any in the golf bag?
There are none in the golf bag. I actually, when I got back, I felt like such shit when I got on the plane to
I bet.
go home. I felt like such shit that I was like, all right, we're done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now.
For now, until I go
till he
back on
visits you in
location.
Toronto.
Until your next.
All right, so we're going to kick it to Historian
Okay,
Walshy.
sorry. Yes,
and he's
let's
going to
get it.
tell you the soup of the country.
So it came out in like 2008. So this is like the year of events around it that I just pulled sort of.
2008.
Yeah.
Okay.
China hosted the Beijing Olympics. Remember that?
Vaguely.
Obama got elected.
Oh. Remember that?
Remember that?
Yeah, that was great. The subprime mortgage crisis was creeping in. So that's when Lehman Brothers was collapsing. The financial markets in Asia collapsed. So this is like percolating right at the same time here. And then there was all the stuff with Congress and the media scrutinizing all the waterboarding and torture stuff that was
Yes.
starting to come forward, and they were being reckoned with, et cetera.
And it was in that movie a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. The movies of that era, Cloverfield, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Harold and Kumar, the first Iron Man, Wall-E, and Mamma Mia. So that's
Wow.
kind of
That's
interesting.
Interesting. I just watched Mamma Mia last week, so that's a good.
Yeah.
So you're in the headspace.
I was right there.
You're right there.
Intuitively, I just
Yeah.
knew. Oh wait, was. Yeah, I don't know. I remember. I think I saw this movie the week it came out. I don't know why I felt like it didn't. It just didn't pack a punch for me this time.
Sure. It was my first viewing. The songs.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. The songs of that era were Bleeding Love. I remember that.
What's that?
By Leona Lewis. This bleed. I
Come
can't.
on.
I'm not
Yeah,
going to say.
you're so good. You're like, Taylor Swift, could you come in?
It's so high, I can't get there.
Okay.
Love in the Club by Usher and Young Jeezy, and Forever Chris Brown. So there's sort of, I don't know.
That was a little R&B,
Yeah.
a little R&B moment there.
Yeah.
And then we do this category, which we always love, the consumer products that we were introduced to in that era. Pepsi Max came out.
Okay.
Don't remember that.
I don't remember what Pepsi Max is.
I think it was sugarless. That's all I remember.
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free.
I drink it
Sugar-free,
exclusively.
You still drink it?
I
They
do.
still have it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Better
prefer
than-
to, I prefer to Coke Zero.
All right.
All
I'm
right.
weird.
Pepsi
you're not.
Max, reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking for a sponsor, Pepsi Max. This one I remember. Remember those Flip HD mini cams that was like,
Yes.
I feel like I got 3 for wrap gifts that year.
Yes.
It was a very common, like, wow, this is
Yes.
great. But it was a USB that clicked out.
What was it called though? It was
Flip.
Oh, it was, the
called
Flip.
the Flip HD.
Yeah, I had 2 of them. I had one that was like personalized with my face
Yes.
on it. Yes.
You probably got it as a wrap gift.
I probably
Yeah.
did.
I wish
Oh
I
my
still
God.
had it, but I was amazed by that thing. This is also when Netflix became the streamer. They sort of integrated themselves with like Roku, Apple TV.
Really?
This is like the move where they just jumped the game, which is now everything. So this is like them taking over how people watch TV. And this is probably a shift to like terrestrial TV and platform TV. You know what I mean? This is like the moment where it was all happening.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the synchronicity of TV viewing. Look at it that way.
Yeah.
Where they just became the pervasive way that media was going to be distributed moving forward.
And it was like,
I just remember the DB. Remember, you could have 2 out at a time, right? And then you had to send it back.
Yeah. They
and
were
you had your
doing
little
that.
queue, and they would just send the next one in the queue. And then this was when they were just like licensing movies for streaming, and all of these companies were like, yeah, sure, we don't give a shit. Like, okay, we'll sell that to you. And it wasn't until like 2011, 2012 when House of Cards came out, and that was, I think, their first really big original.
I think that's earlier, Tim. Look that up. House of Cards dropped earlier.
The first original show they made was Lilyhammer with Stephen Van Zandt.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
But when was Orange is the New Black?
After
House of Cards.
When did House of Cards drop? Because I feel like that was like, I want to say 07?
No. It was while we were filming Veep. I think it was second season of Veep. It was while
I'm insane.
2013.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
House of Cards was 2013?
Yeah.
I had no sense of time. Oh, wait. Yeah, it makes sense. All right.
What else we got?
Because I was thinking I was living in that house on Ben, and that wasn't
My grandfather's old house?
across the street from
across
your
the
grandpa's.
street.
I was at that point squatting in the burned down house.
Oh,
So-
on LSD.
Yeah, on LSD. Yeah.
I was looking for more LSD in the detritus. And then the other one we like to do, which sort of gives us another facet of what the world was thinking, is fashion trends, because they kind of speak to what. Yeah. Ooh, what are you vibing?
I don't know.
It probably touches 07 a little bit, and so this is what was happening. Boho chic, characterized by a relaxed, free-spirited, vibe-flowing fabrics, earthy tones, loose tops, fringe and embroidery, playful, unexpected patterns. Also happening, skinny jeans were popular, and leggings with everything and oversized tops.
Yeah.
Does that help you?
I think the boho, I sort of remember, I feel it was like an Anna Sui kind of, everyone kind of looked Coachella-y a little.
Is that like the Gwyneth Paltrow influence? Like, I felt like her whole company was about the boho
Was
chic.
it? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Goop?
Yeah. Or her yeah.
I think
her brand.
is more about sort of like monetizing wellness in a way.
Oh, okay.
So maybe
Okay.
that's how wellness people dress.
Yeah. She was someone I identify with that look. So.
It was founded in 08.
Goop was?
Yeah.
Ooh.
God, look at us. It really, maybe it's,
I could see you doing some boho chic with fringe.
is
I
that
could
because
see-
my name's Everdawn? You
Yeah,
just
maybe a
spelled
little
it.
bit. I mean, it might be influenced by that.
Yeah, no, I've done a little boho chic. I try to steer. It's a lot. I was born in
Yeah.
the 70s and my name's Ever. I have to kind of try to pull it together a little bit.
So I moved here in 2008. And it was like right before, I mean, like I remember reading the headlines about Lehman Brothers crashing in like my local, like in the paper in my coffee shop in Chicago, but was here when the stock market crashed and everything had really, so it was like a really like rough time to be just moving to LA and looking not only for an acting job, but like any kind of job. And so and also I was in Chicago when I saw like all of my friends were sending pictures from going to Grant Park, like, you know, when like 100,000 people showed up
for Obama.
for Obama's speech. Like, so I was right in a very transitional period of time. And I am going to say that and I also saw this movie in theaters. Just a quick shout out, at one point at the Beverly Center, right before this movie came out, Josh Brolin was behind me. Paying for parking at the mall at like, you know, the one on like the Avenue of Americas. And I just want to shout out that was like a big moment for me because I really like Brolin.
Yeah.
Because this was post No Country for Old Men. So Brolin is big in my world at that point.
This is post No Country for Old
Yeah,
Men?
because No Country came out in 2007. So it's post No Country, a big swing for Brolin. I was really looking forward to this. And I remember walking out being like, I don't know, like, you know, not hitting that hard. This one I kind of really loved. on rewatch. I like.
He's fucking great.
He's fucking great in it.
Sidebar about No Country. Did you guys see his audition online?
Yes.
No.
Someone posted it, and it was his No Country for Old Men audition, and it looks like a movie. And I guess when they were watching the tape, they were like, "Yeah, Brolin's great, but who shot this?" And Tarantino shot it because was he on set?
He was on set, I think, for Grindhouse, like the Death Proof or the Death
It's like a dirty over, and there's like a girl running lines with him. Like it's a really cool shot, and they're in a kitchen or some weird space.
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, great read, but who the fuck shot this? And it was Tarantino.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's really great.
And for young actors, if you have a famous director friend, have him shoot your audition.
It's helpful.
Because it does help. It sets you apart. Because they're just swiping. So you really need like $1 million look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get Tarantino to shoot your self-tapes, and that'll really help.
Yeah.
I found, and I remember at the time, and maybe this is one of those things where it's like, you know, movies that tried to do a COVID thing in 2021 or 2022, I was a little bit like, I'm not ready for this,
guys.
I mean, this came out in 2008. Like, this was for me. Like, I don't want to know more about this guy right now.
Right.
I'm fucking upset with this guy.
Right.
This guy sucks. I don't know that I want to really live in a world, and because generally movies, you do have to, in a way, humanize a person in order to then be involved with it at all. Like, I just didn't know that we had enough distance to be able to look at.
But on rewatch, didn't you find him so charming?
I loved him.
Like, I loved him.
I love this movie, and I was so glad he played him that way. Like,
Fine, I love the movie. No, I'm just kidding. But
No,
I
in
did. I
my
was
first
so
viewing-
charmed by him.
Yes. And I hate movies that preach. You know what I mean? That's like, unfortunately, that's my fear of Oliver Stone movies. Like, I get it, man.
Right.
You have an axe to grind, and I love some of your movies, but some of them I'm like, all you're doing is preaching. Like, just tell me a story. I'll figure out what my politics. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally.
And this one, I felt like he didn't do that.
No.
And
Well,
I
yeah,
felt like
Colin Powell, he's sort of like our, I feel like he's our sort of inner compass.
Moral, yeah. He
moral
is.
compass.
But you're right. Like, I think one of the things the movie does incredibly well is not, and it's all in there. Like, this movie is taking a side, but it is very subtly doing that. In some cases, not incredibly subtly, but I was telling Aaron, like, one thing that it does really well is illuminate why people liked this guy.
Right.
Like, this kind of like fucking
Yeah,
alcoholic.
go fool me again, though.
Huh?
Yeah,
gonna fool me again. Like, this like alcoholic ne'er-do-well,
right,
who was not particularly good at anything. It really does illuminate why people were attracted to him. And I'm not saying this is necessarily a positive. This thing, they even bring it up, like, who do you want to have a beer with? He was so charming. Like, all these times, he's got a nickname for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's fun and it's funny. And you can imagine being in the room and having just like, oh shit, this guy just gave me a cool nickname. You know, he's like calling the
Uncle.
worst man who ever, Uncle George and Vice and
Skeeter.
Skeeter.
Yeah.
At one point, I made a note. And then also when they're all out in that field and they're talking about like how, like, he's like walking him through the ranch. He's like, he says something incredibly fucking stupid where he's like, we're going to be the 52nd card in the deck. And they're like,
someone
don't you
says
mean
the Joker?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, don't you mean 53rd? And he's like, yeah, only when we're playing with you, Joker, or whatever. And it's like, he has a way of like, yeah, I did. Everybody knows I said a stupid thing, but he has a way of recovering from it.
Yeah.
Where they're not like, oh my God, this is the dumbest guy I've ever fucking met.
Right.
Like, the movie does that really well.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And it's not. I'm not trying to say, oh, what a good guy. It was, but I just think illuminating.
And I also think living in a Trump era.
Yes, that's
really,
the biggest part, isn't it?
Like, he would be a dream
I
come
love him,
true right now with a good wife and 2 girls and a dad that loves
kind
him.
of a moral compass. Like, he's driven by morals or ethics. Do you know what I mean? Like, came with a silver spoon, obviously, but he struggled with his from the story we watched, at least. He seemed to struggle with like moral issues and try to do good, and he believed he was divinely chosen to be president, which is better than
have been the baseball commissioner, but it's okay.
But which is better than the monster we have now, who just wants more power and everything.
And there is that thing of like it never hits it too hard, but it doesn't pull any punches from like this is a guy who's not particularly good at anything, who driven by just wanting his dad to love him, failed upward to the fucking presidency. And there were like a few moments that I noticed throughout the movie where he says something, like especially when he tells that the preacher, when he comes into the office and he's wearing the gold belt buckle with the cross on it, he's like, 100 million people are watching my thing. He's like, I believe that I've heard the call that I need to run for president.
And he's like,
and like he looks right over at Toby Jones, and like with his eyes, Toby Jones says, "Don't laugh, he's serious."
Right.
And like that's the part of the movie that I kind of loved, that it is showing all of these people around him who are like, yeah, no, like we're gonna be able to benefit from this.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a joke because it is a joke, but he's serious, so don't laugh at him.
Totally.
That's what it does really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking of like our impression of Bush when he was in there, or I'm assuming it's yours. He's like, he was dumb, that Cheney was running the show, that he was another oil guy, and we were in Iraq to get oil, and it was like an unjust war. But this kind of peels back some of the subtlety and nuance to like what was happening, like how it all came about. And like we knew Colin Powell was like really the scapegoat for a lot of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought it was great. And some great actors in it. Oh my goodness!
I was so well cast. I don't know who cast. It was so. Does Mary Verneau do his movie? I don't know who does Oliver Stone's movies, but it was so well cast. And like Liz Banks
was great.
Liz Banks is great.
She's very beautiful in this.
Cromwell's
great.
Cromwell's fucking incredible. Yeah. Toby Jones is Karl Rove.
Dreyfus
is
was great.
Tandy Newton as
yes.
Who was she?
She
was Condoleezza Rice.
She always had like a puss face.
Yeah,
like a little...
and she's got like the voice.
But she was so committed.
Was so fucking committed to it.
I know.
And it is like a great performance where you see Tandy Newton in there, but you are like, yeah, that's a lot like what Condoleezza Rice sounds like.
And there's a weird thing your brain does, I feel like, when you're watching something based on truth, is like there was shots of Brolin where I was like, no, that's Bush. Like your brain. And then I was like, did they do a weird CGI where they stuck his real eyes in one take or something to sort of dupe me? But there was a few shots like on the football field where I was like, I'm looking at W.
Or when he was on the aircraft carrier and they had like a news shot.
Yes.
It
They
looked like
definitely
him.
in post put his face
like in young Yale Bush. I think they did that, right? Did they put Brolin's face? Because he looked a lot like Brolin.
Yeah.
And you know what? There was one thing that I caught in here, which was like back when he was like pledging his fraternity. I was like, holy shit, they didn't really like do a lot to make and this was before digital de-aging, but they like didn't do a lot to really make him look younger. They really just surrounded him with like very young people.
Yeah, and took his shirt off.
But there was one moment when he's arrested in Jersey.
Yeah.
And he calls his dad from the jail and he's like smoking, giving his friends the finger. And I know Brolin isn't like the tallest guy in the world, but I think one thing that they did was that they built that set, like that phone booth set, like way bigger than it's not normal sized. I think they made it taller, almost like Lily Tomlin sitting in the big chair
That's
to make her
interesting.
look like a kid. I think that was a physical thing that they did to make him look really small. So like instead of digital de-aging, they just built the set larger so he looked childlike in it.
Right.
And he looked younger in it, which is a fucking genius thing to do.
Yeah.
And I could be completely wrong about that, but I was like, I know Brolin isn't the tallest guy in the world, but I don't think he's that small. And I just thought that was a cool way.
And I think they were far away. Like they had him deep in for a lot of that conversation. So he looked smaller in the frame as well.
Yeah.
So they were working.
I love that scene. That was a great when he's fucking around and the cut back and forth between him and Cromwell.
It was all very real too, like the relationship, like how his dad would never look at him, and like those moments when they were gonna fight. Like I bought it all. Like it was really well done. Like it wasn't. Yeah.
There is like this thing that happened. Like I think we've seen it a lot more recently of like movies that are executive produced by the estate or the actual person. So it's not kind to George W. Bush. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like that distance, I think, is really important, that they can put in these things of like, he's just looking for validation from his dad.
Right.
And my willingness to accept that in 2008 was not particularly high. And I'm not even saying it's particularly high now. I just rewatching it a bunch of years later brought me into the movie a lot more. And I like that it doesn't treat him with kid gloves. You know what I mean?
I was thinking too that it's a similar psychology to our current president, like the need for daddy's love.
100%. The thing that like made me panicky watching it is thinking about our current president and thinking about that war room and knowing that while W was surrounded by diabolical people, at least they had a military background or some sort of a background that included politics as opposed to what we have now. And so I think part of my reluctance to say that I loved the movie was it just made me feel uncomfortable about what we're living through right now.
Like we don't.
And I guess that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
That's
don't
their
even
job.
have a Colin Powell.
That's what I was thinking.
To even begin to push back.
I know.
To even say like, okay, well, guys, we are about to rewrite the world
or
order.
a Barbara Bush. Do you know what I mean? Or a wife or a mother or someone to be
even
like,
the CIA guy was like, there's nothing here. Like we don't have weapons. You guys we can say there's gas and we can say there's all these other chemicals, but we don't have mass destruction weapons. Like he was like a pushback also. He was a rational human.
Yeah.
Running the CIA, which is crazy.
Oh, it's crazy. And he had a dog. Like, the president has to have a dog. It's just like fucking should be mandatory.
Feed him the pretzels.
You know, when he learns there's no weapons and you kind of hate him at that point, but he's got his dog and he's feeding him the pretzels, you kind of are like, I get it, Dad.
And this is sympathetic to a lot of the characters in the story. It really is. It humanizes them in a good way.
There is also like, it treats W like a child in this way of like I think what I'm thinking of, like, you know, when he's feeding the dog the pretzels and like, but there's that time where he's like, you know, sir, if there was a 1% chance that you would get lettuce, E. coli from that lettuce, would you take that chance? He's like, I don't know, probably not. And he's like just housing the sandwich.
I love that Brolin was always
He eats a lot in this movie. That's the Brad Pitt school of acting.
Totally.
It's fun.
But at one point he does in conversation take the lettuce out of the sandwich, and you see Dick Cheney clock that. And I just think that that's like a really interesting, like, cinematic way of showing the control that Cheney had over him. Without, and like Cheney even knows he's fucking doing it. And he's just like, I fucking got this guy. But again, it's not super heavy handed. It's not particularly preachy. There's no scene where Dick Cheney is in the hallway of the White House being like, I fucking got this guy, like the Penguin.
No, there's
you know
like no tell that it's a movie. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a very simple telling of a time in our history.
Yeah. The only real like
there's the dream stuff.
There's like the dream stuff of him, like, and again, it like kind of
because Oliver Stone's like, I directed this, and I want to remind you.
Yeah, and those are the most Oliver Stone moments where it's just like he's standing in an empty ball field, imagining everybody cheering for him. It's like that's where it is. Like they are really treating this guy like a child, who, or when. Like he has a really bad day, and at one point he like can't even enjoy sports at the end of the day. Like I remember that being a moment where he's just like, I think it's when they realize that there aren't WMDs, and he's so mad at everybody. He's like, no, you told me they were there,
and they're just throwing each other under the bus.
That was a good moment because I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that collapse was also happening behind the scenes. Like nobody knew what the fuck their job was over there. Kind of.
And then it's like someone's assistant. He was like, "Oh, it's second in command to."
Yeah, Condi threw the deputy defense director under the bus.
everybody in that scene trying to not take responsibility is fucking. And then at one point, I think it's Tenet is the guy, and I can't remember the actor's name, but he's like one of those guys. You've seen him in everything. I know he was in the thing that I remember most from was The Last Boy Scout. But I think that deputy director who ultimately resigns, he tries to say like, yes, well, when I told Tenet that, and Tenet like grabs his water glass and just stares at him while he's like, are you fucking doing this right now? Don't you fucking dare. Yeah. Everybody trying to escape accountability in that scene is fucking incredible.
Do you guys as actors watch a scene like that and you're like, was it 10 days? Was it two? Like to think about
the boardroom scene?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Oh.
If they're wearing beards and they're in a swamp, I do identify.
Yes, 100%.
I'm like, oh, that scene must have been a bear.
Oh, I'm like, how many days were they in this room? I think it was a week.
I did.
For that big, like, throw under the bus scene?
Yeah, it's like 10
No.
pages. Isn't it? It goes on and on.
Oh, you have a good line producer mind.
Or when when they're trying to convince him.
Okay, that was a meteor scene.
They're in there a long time.
You're right. Yeah, where they have the map of Iraq and Dreyfus has a speech about we will now control.
Yeah, and they show you all the
Strait of
points
Hormuz
and how you're going to get why Iran is important. I mean, it was easily 15 pages. They just went on and on.
Weirdly,
Everyone got a close up. Like that was a long time.
I feel like watching this movie made me feel like all of those characters were less evil than I thought.
Me too. 100%.
And maybe they were. I don't know, but I really enjoyed the movie because I remember like I remember marching in LA against the Iraq war. Like, what's happening? And I remember like getting like almost feeling like I was going to die. There was like a crowd and there was a dead end and I'm pinned up against something. So I remember like the upsetness of that moment and our opinions of those people.
Were you on Hollywood? You did that one?
Yeah. Did I see you there?
Yeah, I swear.
I ran into David Wayne that day. But anyways, it is 100% through the lens of where we are now. It's also, I wish I would have watched it then, but maybe I couldn't have had any remove because I would have been like, thank God. Because Obama was all hope and like, and maybe that's where the flowy dresses came from. Do you know what I mean?
Like, little.
Just
it was
chill.
like peace, love.
Yeah,
it was a
let's
little
get a little
throw to the
hippie right
70s.
now. Let's get a little 8 years of like the war and the oil companies running the show. Let's just fucking go back to Mother Earth.
Bra off, baby.
Yeah.
Let's just relax.
I do like that I don't think that, to your point, I think that it does a really good job humanizing everyone and finding sympathy for them, or like, oh, maybe they weren't as evil as I thought. I do think the movie does like a good job of like painting gradients of what that evil is. That like they are definitely not kind.
I'm not
Rumsfeld.
surprised by that. Everything I know about that guy, that guy's a clown.
That guy,
he earned it.
Yeah,
he's dumber than Bush, in my opinion. I'm from what I understand about that guy.
But you guys don't like, or you didn't think about like the prop guy with the sandwiches. Like,
I thought about
the prop guy. Do you get distracted about that? You just take the ride.
Well, some things do. Like I said, like those things you meant. Like if I see beards in a swamp, I'm out of the movie, or I'm trying to think of other things because I think of myself in that situation.
Said, watching the first season of Fargo, they were like shooting out on like a frozen lake, and that is like everybody was cold that day. But with the sandwiches, I think more about the amount of coverage that Brolin had to do, and how many times he had to eat those sandwiches.
I had that moment.
I
identified with that moment where he was pounding food. I'm like, whoa! But
again,
that's a big choice.
I only think about above the line.
You only make that mistake one time as an actor.
Or I thought last night, oh, there's a spit bucket because there's no way he's swallowing all that. Like between takes, he's just going puh or something.
I don't think Oliver Stone cuts. I feel like they're running out.
They're just
film
like running again.
Roll in another sandwich. Let's go again.
I don't think about anybody that's below the line. That's the thing. You're right. You're thinking about the prop people. I'm just like But this is a good point for all the young actors out there. If we do get into a war, it turns out that like a protest is a good place to network. You guys
protest, you really do. You connect. You connect a lot.
You really connect a lot. You can get out there, get your face out there.
Oh my God! I have a good prop guy story.
Yes, I just want to say real quick. We met on I think for the Oh no, we met in the backyard.
We met at Leela and Sam's.
We met at Leela and
birthday
Sam's
party.
house, but then the second time we met was actually on the SAG strike line.
Oh, that's right. You were with Josh.
Yes, and I think that day there was a guy that was on the line who was truly trying to network because he was doing like all those karate moves. Were you there?
Oh God.
You remember
Am I
that?
related to him? Was it like one of my uncles?
Was it
No,
one?
I'm kidding.
It was like a younger guy, and I think he was like trying to show people that he had been like that he could do like fight work. And he was like sparring with a light post, and he was hanging out with us. And I thought you guys knew him from the show that you worked on. And then you guys were like, I have no idea who this guy is.
Oh God.
But he was like a young actor. I think he was trying to show you guys
It makes me feel it makes me hurt like right in the pit of my stomach.
There was
But guys,
yeah.
even if you're out there and if you think, oh, this is making the other people hurt in the pit of their stomach, it's a good place to network. Get out there and do
karate.
it. Do karate. Show your face.
Karate
There was a
moves.
guy when I was picketing at Disney who came up to me and he's like, hey, I buy memorabilia. And he's like, if you ever want to sell any of your Veep stuff or something. And it was at that point, it was like, how long am I not going to be working?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I
Yeah.
could maybe sell a shirt or a
100%.
poster.
Totally.
So it is networking for, I know you don't like to talk about other trades in the movie industry, Tim, just actors and producers.
God, I'm going to
directors.
go to a fugue state right now.
But that was another true example of commerce happening. I'm like, all right. And I never did, but
You
I'm
never-
like,
yeah, we-
but it was
we
like a
figured
real
it out.
thing. It's like, jeepers, how long are we going to be?
Do you remember people would go for lunch? They'd go get their snacks there.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
best catering was at Disney. Oh my, it's hard being
I
an
liked
actor.
Warner Brothers because
No.
their ice cream truck was there a lot.
I know it's hard being an actor.
It's
like catered
hard.
strikes. Like there were chicken sandwiches and donuts at Disney,
We're such
and
bitches.
a coffee
I
truck.
was like, can I get
We
a
are.
clean shirt? I remember showing up and was like, do you have another
Yeah.
one?
Oh, I have like 5 of those.
what a shithead.
SAG.
Yes.
We are so pampered.
Well,
We're
those
so
trucks were
pampered.
like, that was like, an actor or a
We would
or a
sponsor
show.
them,
You would
like, you
sponsor
would-
them.
yeah.
Like it was a kindness to the people who were out in the heat and
Yes.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
also
had a deep fried chicken sandwich with like honey,
Oh, at Disney?
mayonnaise, and like coleslaw on it. I'm like, what is happening?
I just missed being on set so much.
Have you had the coffee carts on Buena Vista, guys? Like,
Yeah.
it was really...
It was on Alameda.
I hired a PA for the day so that I could ask them to go to the cart for me.
Oh, my God.
Well, I was.
Transpo? Could someone get Transpo to
Could
run and
somebody
give me a...
Transpo to go get me the ice cream?
I
Wait,
was
what was your
glad,
prop
yeah.
story?
my prop
yeah.
story. Oh, this is just... It's just one of those things that can like only happen if you grow up with your dad being an actor. So anyway, I was like, my dad was a single dad. I was always like the last one picked up at school if I missed the bus. Like, so one day I'm there, I'm at school. It's like 5 o'clock. I'm the only person in after school care, and a van pulls up.
This is humanizing.
A van
you like,
pulls up.
like it humanized W.
100%. A van pulls up and the window rolls down, and a man with long hair was like,
Transpo?
I'm Tony Macario. I'm doing props on your dad's movie. Get in the van. I'm supposed to take you home
So
with me.
scary.
Oh my God. And I was like, okay, let me grab my backpack. So I grab my backpack. I get in Tony
Shame on that
Macario's
school
van.
for not having that guy approved.
I know. This is,
Yeah.
this is the 80s. So I get in the van. I go to Tony's house. We have dinner. It's all great. Cut to, 20 years later, I'm on a show called Lucky. I go, it's like my first day on at work, first day of school jitters. I go to the craft service room and I'm making a bagel and I hear Ever? And I was like, yeah. And I turn around and he goes, it's Tony Macario. And he was the prop guy on my
We
show.
had dinner. I
like
made you
20
dinner when you were a
years ago.
kid.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was a really good, and I was like a big job for me, and I was nervous to be there, and it just was like he took such good care of me.
Oh, that's so great.
I know.
You have to start connecting with other people on set, Tim.
I'll
This
send a
is like
prop
the
guy to pick up my
relation-
kids. Fine.
No.
I mean, could you imagine doing that now? Like, I don't know if you guys took the Miss Patty class where like you have to have a code word and the kid has to call you before. Like, you're going to get in a van. I got in a van
With a guy
with
named
Tony Macario.
This is all of the stranger danger.
And he's literally
in
like, I'm
one-
supposed to take you home with me. Okay. Get my backpack. Anyway,
I
that was my
remember
prop story.
When we were in college, my friend Frank had to pick up his nephew who was after school. He was like 7. So my friend had a van. So we thought it'd be funny. Me and Frank when we stopped at the school, and normally his mom or dad picks him up, we just slid the van door open, ran out, picked him up, and hustled him into the van.
No, you didn't.
And nobody said anything. Because the kid was laughing because it's Uncle Frank and he knew me.
Oh
but
my
also
God,
the
that's
optics
so
of that,
good.
like I was surprised and nobody like, whoa, what's happening? Do you know what I
That's
mean?
hilarious.
It was really funny to us, but
Yeah.
it's not, yeah.
It's not. It
Looked really unsafe and I was so surprised nobody said anything.
I wish I had a picture of Tony Macario because someone should have called someone.
I had a prop person make a gift for my sister's birthday, and I was really proud of that. 'Cause
See what happens when you connect, Tim?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you their name, but they were kind.
Just call him Tony.
No, it was a woman on Veep, but she was great, and they were very artistic. We made a spoons. You ever play the game Spoons? It's like cards. We always played around Thanksgiving cards, and you just get 4 of a kind, and it's like musical chairs. If there's 8 players or 7 spoons, and the minute you get 4 of a kind, you grab a spoon.
Oh,
and the
no,
person,
but I'm gonna start playing.
It's
That's
so
fun.
simple and fun.
Yeah.
But it gets really aggressive with my family. We have a big family, and people like wrestle and pull each other over the
Oh my
table.
God, I love this.
And my sister and her wife one year, like, they were so competitive. My sister Mary had the spoon, and her husband Ron grabbed it and then pulled her over the table and wrenched it out of her hand. And it was like my kids were like scared, and then they were laughing. So I got her for her 50th an engraved spoon set with like a nice, almost like a backgammon opening case.
I love that. And Props put that together
and they
for
got
you?
it. I think they got it engraved. Like they would engrave each spoon with. And so I gave him some money. Could you design? And she's like, sure.
Yeah.
And that was like, yeah. So, anyways,
That's
props are,
the best. I love that. I love that. That's
Yeah.
They want to do that for you too.
Yes, they do.
And like you are a family, and they're so much better at doing that sort
But
of
you
thing than
forget,
we are.
like when you're.
Tim forgets.
Well,
We
I
remember.
forget. I was looking up celebrities on.
But we often go into-
because I wanted to remember celebrities.
Oh, sorry. We go into things sometimes like you feel like nervous and it's not
Yeah.
yours. You might feel more comfortable because you grew up on it, but a lot of times you go into a set. But you have to realize, like, I remember, like, I was having car trouble on a movie here in LA, and this big transport. What's going on? He like fixed my car.
I know.
I'm like, he's like, no.
I remember when I realized, I was like, you guys have a fuel truck?
Yeah, they were fueling us.
Remember, they don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I never.
I mean, maybe they do on some things, but that was great.
I didn't do that a lot, but that's so.
I maybe I just did it too much.
Well, you.
They were like, we're not
I like
doing
how
that
you
anymore.
operate. Like, I think that's really cool. Do you take? Let me ask you this:
Do I steal?
you keep? No, it's not stealing. Do you keep wardrobe from movies, like TV? Obviously not Handmaids, but like.
You know, I actually got a bunch of stuff from Handmaids.
That you'll
didn't
wear?
all the time. No.
No, I mean stuff that like I want like for my life.
Right. No, I always ask. I think just because I know it's so uncool, I don't
No,
steal.
not steal, but I'm saying you work it. Like
Oh yeah, I'll work it. Or have you ever done it where it's like a really nice pair of pants and wardrobe's like, bring in a shitty pair of pants that are also white and I'll swap them out.
I haven't done that.
And so sometimes they will, I'm not naming any names,
No.
hairs or shows, but sometimes they'll swap it out because it just ends up in like,
Yeah.
a bag at the
closet.
Warner Brothers like backlot.
at the Edith Head hanger.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
no, I'm glad I got the Handmade stuff. I should have taken more, like in hindsight.
Yeah. No, I'm better at like saying like exactly that. Like, are those shoes going to just go away at
Right.
the end of this? Like,
Right.
Because that would be really cool to keep them. Because I know people like if their character has glasses, they're
Yeah.
like, here's my prescription.
Oh, my dad is the king of
And
that.
then at the end of the show, they have a new pair of
Yeah.
glasses.
Or my dad will be like, I lost them. And he'll wink to Props and they'll be like, we got you, Bobby. We'll get you another pair.
This is like life hacks for actors, this podcast.
Is it? It's like how to get.
Always take a water, learn how to take naps, and make friends with props.
And go to anti-war protest to network. I will say, just to your point of being on set and seeing I do love the small world aspect of being on set. Where I worked on a job in the
Philippines?
in the Philippines. No, actually, it was while she likes to bring this up, I did all these VW commercials.
Oh, yes.
And
I
on
saw
the-
them. Well done,
Oh,
you.
thank you. And the first day I showed up, and like from behind the camera, this dude named Chris like pops
Right.
out. And it was like I had worked on a movie with him in like end of 2020. And
Yeah.
it was like I love the small world nature. And then there is that thing of like, oh, this is not all unfamiliar. Yes, this is all brand new. I've never been
Yeah.
here before and I'm nervous, but this is like a little community here, and it makes it more familiar and a little more comfortable in a really wonderful way.
Do you ever have that moment where you go on a set and you see, let's call him, I don't know, Tony, and you're like, hey, Tony, how are you? And he's like, I haven't seen you in 20 years. And you're like, oh, and it's because you're in the same sort of environment. You think you've seen them
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And maybe they're
Yeah.
just like a camera guy who's like day playing or something like that. And he's like, I haven't been here. And I was like, I don't know. It's like the same setting. I
Yeah.
assumed that I saw you last week, but
It's so close. Yeah.
it's so close.
I was going to say one thing that wasn't like, because I think we all really enjoyed this. I got not upset, but I was like, oh yeah. When they started in the story, when they got into the story moments of like that era of all those car bombings in Iraq, that I felt like that news cycle affected me a lot. Like it was kind of like another 100 people just died in Iraq,
Yeah.
whether they were American or Iraqi. And that felt like this problem that never went away for a long time. They couldn't figure out how to like keep people safe over there. And I remember thinking, and then that in the news cycle was something I always remembered. Like, oh, jeepers, that is awful. Like
And
that
that's what
place
works
sounded
really well in the movie, I think, is Oliver Stone's use of real footage
Yes.
is
Yeah.
definitely, I think at the time it was like too soon, but now it was important to remember.
Yeah, that hit home for me. I
Me
guess.
too.
And I think like one of the reasons, like, yeah, you can say, I think there is subtlety to this, even though like it is like a direct cut, but he like direct cuts from the mission accomplished banner
Right.
to real footage of like, oh yeah, there are car bombs, another like 800 people have died
Yeah.
already, and like that is it.
And he also does the end. Remember when George Bush Sr. thinks he's going to win the presidency, and he's like, "We won that war," and then it cuts to him losing the
losing.
election.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you know what? Another thing that I actually really liked that I remember the first time, I was like, well, they didn't really have a reaction to that, but maybe it just plays into this idea of they're treating him like a little kid. That interview that George H.W. Bush does about his son's handling of the Iraq
Yeah.
war. He's like, but as a father,
Yeah.
I the media is just treating that boy
Yeah.
horribly. And it is like, wait, we're fucking infantilizing him. Like,
Right.
I really do think like this movie goes a lot harder than I think I was willing to be on board with in 2008. You know what I mean?
I
We
was
also-
sympathetic for a dad sticking up for his son.
I know,
Yes,
right?
I
and
was like, of course it's well, fuck it, that's the game, dummy. Like, but I was sucked in. Like,
Well, I
good
told
for you,
I
George.
couldn't make it
Yeah.
through a child's performance
Yeah.
without crying. Like,
Yeah.
how do you think H.W.
That was
Bush
finally
felt?
the love, maybe that he was getting. Maybe
Yeah.
it wasn't to his face, but he was like stepping up for his kid finally in a way that maybe George never got. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't ever think that we could have a bigger baby
Yeah, and it turns
with
out.
that much power.
Yeah.
Turns out we do.
All right, we should get toward wrapping it up.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm just going to go through. You know what? No, I
Yeah.
don't have any notes.
All right,
to
I'll
report.
start this
Yeah,
one.
you
So
start
we have a
this one.
segment called, first of all, the simple question, would you vote for this president? We always ask from every movie.
No,
Okay.
I didn't, and I won't.
No, and I didn't.
Yeah, of course. Because sometimes it's a fictional president, and you go, well, would I?
I
And
know. I was
sometimes
like,
it's-
should I watch Dave or something? Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry,
and sometimes it's somebody who has one line, you have no idea what they are, but you're
In.
like, yeah, I'll vote for him. He looks nice.
100%.
Yeah.
And then the other question is something called the Shimizu heat. Who in this film has the Shimizu heat? So, Tim and I, turns out, had the same dentist, a guy named Peter Shimizu down on Wilshire, and we never knew it for years, even before we were on the show. And then in the third season of Veep, we both noticed during the cleanings, it's usually just a dental hygienist who cleans your teeth, and at the end, the dentist will come in, look at your chart, and say, oh, see you in 6 months. But we noticed around season 3, he would tap the hygienist down. He's like, I got this. And he would finish the cleaning to get more FaceTime with us. No. And so we both noticed it, and we're like, oh, we got some heat.
That means like the Shimizu heat means
we're coming up.
you're coming up.
Our career is moving up because even the dentist wants time with us.
Yeah.
And that's called the Shimizu heat.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it's like, who do you think in
In
this
this movie is on the come.
Is on the come up. Who's got the Shimizu heat?
Like as an actor
As
or
an
as
actor.
a character?
As an actor. No, as someone in a career. Whose dentist is going to start tapping them out that never tapped them out before?
I mean, I think she was famous at the time, but I gotta say Banks. Like she really,
she pops.
Yeah.
she just is so warm.
Yeah.
And she feels smart, and you feel like she loves. Like I'm gonna say Banks. Every time
And
she
there
was
was
on
chemistry.
screen, they were great.
Yeah.
They were great, and I know Banks, and this is
Yeah, I do too.
different. She's playing a part. She was great. So I'm gonna say Banks and Colin Hanks, who's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
speechwriter or
Oh.
something. But there's a scene
He's
where
really good.
he's barely in it, but he's fucking great. And there's a scene where maybe the speech is playing and someone else's line gets in, and he just sort of
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and he's doing this thing with his hands, and like I was really watching him. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Hanks and Banks.
I love Hanks
and Banks.
Hanks and Banks.
That's a breakfast in England.
yeah.
I actually, that's a good call, because I was like, oh, cool, Colin Hanks is in this. And I assumed that kind of like Oppenheimer, that everybody that was in this movie was like, if you go through, like even the people that are in Oppenheimer that never really get their names said are playing someone real.
Right.
Colin Hanks is just credited as a speechwriter number one. So he wasn't playing a particular person, but I did like those. Like, that is a great moment to call out him. Just being like,
and he's working the phones. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good.
I think that. Oh wait, we have to do a quick Whitford. Do you have a Whitford for us, which is somebody else's story that you're going to tell?
Oh yeah, I said I had one. Did I forget it? Oi. I mean, I have a pretty good Whitford. It's Gina Davis Whitford.
Ooh, I love. Ooh.
So I did a show with Gina Davis called Commander in Chief, where she played the first female president, and I played her press secretary. Anyway, she told a story of when she was doing Tootsie, which was her first film ever. And she, showed up and did her day at work and then went home. And then the next day showed up at 9 o'clock and left at 5. And she would come to work every day from 9 to 5 because she didn't know she didn't have to be there if nobody called her to set. Like, she was like, oh, this is my job. I go to work.
So she was showing up to her trailer and no one...
She was just showing up and sitting in like a director's chair. She just was like available. And then finally they were like, Gina, honey, you don't have to, if you're not in the scene, like you don't have to be here. She was like, oh.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It's sweet, isn't it?
That's sweet.
I know. So I don't know
That's
if
a bad AD too, though, I got to say.
I mean, it was the 80s.
Okay. All right. You're right. There was probably nothing like a call sheet. They
No.
just had chalkboards.
Totally.
Look at the chalkboard when you
Gina's
go
8
home.
a.m. Tootsie's 9. And then I have a good one. My dad was once doing this film, like an independent film he was in New York and he was supposed to play someone much younger than him. And he had been there a couple weeks getting ready. And then the director was like, Bobby, to make you like feel younger, I feel like you need to shave the hair on your body, like just to feel younger. My dad was like, okay, great. So the night before they're supposed to film, my dad's in this apartment and he shaves one arm and then the phone rings and it's the director and he's like, Bobby, I'm so sorry. We've lost financing. The movie shut down. My dad was like, shit. Do I shave the other one? So we did.
That's the kind of thing that, like, when I've had those conversations, I am like, we're going to do that on set the morning of.
Oh, see, that's smart. That's
know
a
what I
call
mean?
transpo move right there.
Yeah, that's... this has been incredible. Thank you so much
Thanks,
for joining
guys.
us. Great choice of movie. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you finally got to see it.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you for picking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, we have been... Ever, is there anything you want to plug?
No, I'm available.
All right, cool. Ever Carradine available. Look straight into the camera and say
I
it.
don't know where
Well,
it is
check out
now.
Handmaids. Right?
Yeah, check out Handmaids.
Yeah.
Check out my friend Tim here. What are you working on in Toronto?
It's a Netflix show called Vladimir. It's good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, great writing.
Is it
Knock on
about
wood.
Vladimir Pooty Poot, who
No.
W calls...
It's not?
It's not about Vladimir Putin, no.
Oh,
But did you notice that the W again? Like one of the ways they're like, I kind of like this guy is he's like, I just got off the phone with Pooty Poot, and he can't.
I know.
Like he calls Vladimir Putin.
I didn't catch that one.
Poot.
That's good.
Anyway, we have been Second in Command. We are a podcast. We examine the politics of cinema and cinema about politics. You can find us on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Second in Command. The entire Veep Rewatch catalog is in there. There is also exclusive bonus content. First episode of every month is free. After that, you got to subscribe.
Thank you. Peace.